Hey guys, it's Tracy from Crochet Rossetti. Yeah, it's been a while. This is my third time trying to do a video. I am so out of practice, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I am inundated with, did I use that word properly? I'm sure somebody will let me know, with projects. I said to myself I would never have more than 3 ongoing projects at a time. Well, yeah. That did not work out well for me. Welcome everybody. Thanks for stopping by. If you have a minute, take the time out to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate that. I don't often say that anymore, but I would appreciate it. Anyway, I have a lot to show you guys. Let's see. Let's start off with I am way out of practice. Be patient, please. You can find me on Instagram as Crochet Rossetti. Facebook, I have a group, Crochet Rossetti. Pinterest, Crochet Rossetti, and I have an Etsy shop that's Crochet Rossetti Art, which is currently empty. That will change soon. I don't know why I've been procrastinating. It just, I don't know. It's been a weird year. We're gonna get back in the loop of things this year. When the kids go back to school, everything's gonna be back to normal, I hope. Anyhow, I do have some stuff to share. I have some crochet projects. I have some knitting projects. So it's gonna be kind of mixy-matchy because I'm not really organized. I like to call myself a very organized mess. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out, and I figured I would just hop on real quick and get this done because if I don't do it today, it ain't getting done. So let's start off with the shawl that I've finished. Well, technically not finished because I still have to weave in my ends. I was watching Carrie Penny from the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and she was working on a shawl, or had a finished shawl, and I really liked it, so I wanted to make it myself. So I went down to her description and clicked on the link and got the pattern for it, and it's called the Fade Away Shawl crochet pattern, and it was a free pattern, so I printed that up. I loved the pattern. It was very easy. I think it called for, I might have to stop this if my husband stops home. They had called for a 6 hook. I used a 4. I think next time I will go between a 5 and a 6 size hook for the shawl because I wanted it to be looser and it's not loose. Let's see. Let's say the hook size, 6mm hook. Yeah, I didn't use a 6mm. I used a 4mm, which might have been a little too small, but that's okay because it'll make a good like shawlette. So I used Delia by Hobie, which is 100% cotton. And I used a whole entire thing, a cake of it, which was 874 yards. And I could have went bigger. Like I almost wish like I had 1,000 yards. So let's see if I got the, okay. This is the front. So this is the shawl. I love, love, love the colors. It's not blocked or anything. I like it. And I think this would look awesome with a denim jacket. I always say that. It'll look great with a denim jacket. I love my denim jacket. So that's this, very light. I love it. I love the feel of cotton. So that's that. I did love the, like I said, I loved the pattern. It's very easy. Again, very airy. Great to use up some of those cakes that you have sitting around. And yeah, so thank you, Carrie Penny, for showing that, because now I have one. And I'm probably gonna make another one with a bigger hook. So I do, I love these colors. The way the peaches and the pinks and the blue. Should have had a little more blue though. I would have liked a little more blue, maybe ending in like more of a darker color blue. But it's done. Finito. So that can go, well, I gotta still weave in the ends. So that's one shawl that I've been working on. So I'm gonna stick this, I think, under there. I have another shawl that I started. This one's a knitting pattern, and I am using yarn from, what's her name? I'll have to leave a link below, but the color of the yarn is Unicorn, and it's a nylon wool mix. And the name of the pattern, and this is also a free pattern called the Arlequin shawl. Very easy. You just work a 4-row repeat, a 4-row repeat twice, and then you do, and it's like rows 1 through 4, and then row 5 and 6 once in between each time you do 2 repeats of the 1 through 4. So it's fairly simple. I mean, it's like, the pattern's like this long. So, very good for beginners, I believe. I love it. It's very light with this yarn. You really can't see the detail right now. So it's a lot of purls and knits. So you have your purl stitch here, and in between the section of purls, you have your knit stitch. Because of the variegation of the yarn and the colors, you can't really see the detail of the stitches. So what I decided to do was to order some more yarns. Oh, Expression Fiber Arts. That's who this yarn is from. It's called Unicorn, and I don't know if she has any more. And then I went on to try to find matching yarns because I wanted to do another section of just solid color so you could see the stitch detail. So I picked, this is one of the colors here that I picked, and I'm not sure about it. So I have 3 colors to pick from. This one is Petunia, and this is a Merino and Mulberry Silk blend. It's wicked soft, you guys. Look how pretty that is. So that's a maybe. This one is a no, because I thought it was more pink when I looked at it. Again, this is from Expression Fiber Arts, and this is called Reverie. And this is more lilac-y than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be pink, like more of a pinky color from the picture. But that's okay, I'll find something to use it for. This is the one I'm leaning towards, because it's a drastic change from the colors, and I kind of like that. And this one is called Laguna, and this one is a superwash wool and cashmere feel. Oh my God, it's so soft, you guys. But I think that'll look nice because there is some teals in there, and I think that'll bring out the blues in the shawl. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know. This one, the teal or the purpley color. The other one's out. That's not happening. This one actually might go in a giveaway. And this one is it's a superwash wool and nylon blend. This will probably go in a giveaway. Just not as bright as I thought it was gonna be, which is fine. I love her yarns. I'm obsessed. Yep, she's got beautiful yarns. So that's living in my knitting bag. So that's shawl number 2 that I'm working on. I'm really loving that. Again, like I said, I have so many projects going on right now. Like, I'm like doing a section, then switch to the next project, do a section of that, switch to another project, do a section of that. It's crazy. Okay, so another shawl that I'm working on is the Ziggy. Okay, so it's the Ziggy Interrupted. This is a pay-for pattern. I don't remember how much I paid for this pattern because I bought it a while ago and it's just been sitting in my queue waiting for me to work on it. I don't know why I was so overwhelmed with it. I'm still a little bit overwhelmed with it, which is fine. I did go a different way with the squares. I started to do the regular squares like she had. And this is by Sandra Paul, the Cherry Heart Company, and she's from UK. So I started doing the little squares like this, but they were so tiny, and I don't know if they're supposed to be that tiny. They probably are. But when you have the two colors in such a small square, I really didn't want to go back and weave in all kinds of ends. So I have this little bag here filled with the ones that I started to do. And this one, what I'll do with this is, I'm gonna make a little tiny blanket from these, and I'm gonna needle felt a mouse or some type of a little critter, and I'm gonna make a little blanket for them out of these. So didn't go to waste. These yarns are all superwash merino and nylon blends, I believe. I did order the kit from her. It was on the pricier side, but it was worth it to me because of the colors. But I have all of my yarns rolled up in balls from the mini hanks that I got in this jar. So I just pull the colors out as I need them. I have, right now, I have the section here of all the mini squares. Like I said, I did a different way. I went with just the basic granny little mini square. So I got a bunch of these in all different colors, and this is how I'm gonna go because I like the way this one looks better. There's less, there is less to weave in with the ends. So I have all of my squares done for my granny section. If you don't know what the Ziggy is, it's a section where you have all these squares and it goes in a zigzag, and then you go back with the pattern and you're working a zigzag shawl in between 4 sections of these granny squares. You can look it up online. There's many pictures of people who have already completed it. I probably will not put tassels. I'm not positive yet. We'll see what happens. But I have that going on. And that's another project that I've been working on. That's very slow going. So there you go. So that's my shawls segment. So I have 3 shawls on the go right now, I think. There could be more, and I just don't remember. But that's okay. So let's go with the next part. I am also working on a knit along by Hobie, and they are doing a week-to-week pattern. So I believe it's every Thursday they release another part of the pattern. I ordered the kit. It was $80 for the kit, which just was the yarn in the pattern, and the yarn is the Saphira 55% cotton, 27% wool, and 18% acrylic. This is the color I chose because it was nice, dark, and happy. But because of the color I chose, I can't see my little pearl nuggets. So this is how much I got of that done. I just started part 2 today. This is part 1. This is part 1.5, which you can see here. See, like, there's like you knit so many and then you purl. And my pearls are showing up actually pretty good here. But when I took a picture of it to show in the group, it wasn't showing. And then I'm starting on part 2 up here. And it is a free pattern. You just have to go to their website. And part 2 of part 2 is the seed stitch. So I have to do 2 inches here and then 7.9 inches of the seed stitch. So it's a smaller size blanket, really small. So it's supposed to be a summer afghan. Probably good enough to keep your legs warm if you're laying on the couch or something. Once it's blocked, it'll be a little bit bigger. this is using 2 strands of yarn. So you're using 2 balls at a time. Had I had known that it was going to be this tight, it's not really, really tight, but I would have liked a looser gauge for a summer blanket. I probably would have used just 1 strand, but that's okay. And I believe the hook size is a size 10. Not the hook size, the needle size. I believe it's a 10 or 11. Can't really see. 10. So I'm using the size 10 circular needles. So that's my blanket I'm working on. I've already used up 2 balls, and I just started in with 2 more balls of yarn. Again, that's Hobbii, H-O-B-B-I. Like I said, the pattern is a free pattern on their website. So you just have to go over and get the email sent to you every time they have a new part of the blanket. All right, that's one blanket that I'm working on. God, it's crazy. Okay, so another blanket that I'm working on, I have all these minis. So what I am doing is I am crocheting using a 3.75 millimeter hook. This is one of my favorites. So 3.75 and 4 millimeter. Those are my go-to hooks. I love those. But I'm doing like little mini grannies. And these are all done with fingering yarns. So far I only have 2 different colorways going, but I have a ton to use up. What I'm going to do, when I'm done with all my squares, is I'm going to use a bare undyed yarn, and I'm going to do the continuous join that I usually use, and I think I've done a video on it before, and you kind of just work up and down and around, and you're attaching the squares as you go, and I just feel like that gives it a nice, neat seam when you do it that way. So far I got this bag filled with some squares. It's going to take a while to do this one. This is probably going to be an all summertime project. Some of these might be. And, you know, probably seam it up in the fall or late summer when the weather's a little cooler. All right, so those are the 2 blankets that I'm working on. And I believe that's the only 2 blankets I have going on. I think so. Okay, let's talk washcloths. Okay, so I went on to Premier's website and I found some washcloth patterns. I got 1 knit and 1 crochet. I have not done the crochet one yet. The crochet one, it's a free pattern. So it's called the Strawberry Shortcake Dishcloth. So that's one that I will be doing, and I have the yarn. I've been using this little bag here as my dishcloth bag. So I have my needles, a tape measure, the yarn that I'm going to use for it. I have my needles. Well, no, this is for the knitting one. So I have a set of these because I've been doing knitted washcloths too. I have 1 tulip hook. That's a 4.5 millimeter. I have some stitch markers, a row counter, and a tape measure, all in this little bag. And it's perfect for washcloths. So that's one. So the Strawberry Shortcake Dishcloth is one that I will be working on. Okay, this one here is called the Limeade Dishcloth. Now, I have a ton of cotton, and I think I mentioned that in a video, and I said that I'm making dishcloths for Rose for her Wishes Foundation project that she does. So I think, don't quote me, I think October you send the washcloths. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up because I saved what month what's due. But I'm just going to keep on working on the one thing until, actually I might send that shawl to her. Not sure yet. I'm going to keep working on dishcloths until that month, and then I'll just send them all to her. So this is the Limeade Dishcloth. This is a free pattern on Premier's website. It's very easy. I did use Again, I've only been knitting for a year. So what I did is I used one of these pattern holders, and sometimes when I'm looking at a pattern, everything gets kind of jumbled. So I used these magnets to separate the stitches. So like I'm only looking at row 4 when I'm working on row 4, drop down to row 5. That way I'm not getting confused with the pattern. So this is the picture of the dishcloth, and I absolutely love this pattern. Love it. Not sure which side is right, but this is the pattern here. It's very light and airy. I am using for my dishcloths all paint box, Hobie. Is there another one I'm using? So far, I think just paint box and Hobie cotton, and it's a thinner cotton, so it's nice and drapey, and it can be used as a dishcloth, a cleaning cloth, a face cloth. They're soft enough to use on your skin. But I do love this pattern. This is my new favorite pattern for knitted washcloths. I just absolutely love it. And it was fun to do. It had just enough change to keep it interesting, so you didn't get bored of it. So that's one dishcloth that I've been working on. I only did one of the knitted. I do plan on doing another one or more. Let's see, then this one here is from something Road. I'll have to find the link and put it up. But it's just working in the back stitch, and you're doing increases, so it gives it a little texture. And that was a free pattern. I will look it up to see who that, something Road. Winding Road Crochet, I think. That's this pattern here. And I did 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. So those all need to have their ends. I have not weaved in any ends on any of my projects yet. That's okay. Then another pattern that I've been working on, which is another free pattern, is called the Flower Power Dishcloth. And I found this on Pinterest. Free pattern. I love these dishcloths. They're so much fun. So I have 1, 2 of the yellow. I have 1, 2 of this pinky reddy color in green. Aren't they fun? I have 2 of this blue, like a seafoam blue and green, 2 of those. And this is really using up some of my cotton, so I'm very excited because I have a ton of it. I still have a ton of it. Purple and yellow. I know Rose will like these ones. Maybe she can keep these ones for herself. And then I have 2 orange. Again, all of my ends need to be weaved in, and this will be something that I will make more of. For sure. I love this pattern. Again, Flower Power Dishcloth by Donnie Spiegel. Free pattern. Love it. And using these paint box and Hobie thinner cottons, they're just so nice on the skin. They're so soft. So I'm loving that. So I have a nice big stack here of dishcloth. Okay. Next up is socks. Let's talk socks. I'm on a sock kick, guys. I'm like crazy. I've been ordering sock yarn like crazy. I'm obsessed. So we'll start with my first pair, which basically what I did for this pair is I wanted to understand the basic construction of a sock and how to put it together. There are mistakes in this one here. So, but they're done and they're fine for around the house. I learned a lot from this pair. I did this one as a toe up, and I did not like doing toe up socks. I found that when you do toe up, the cuff is a little too goosey for me and not neat looking. I do an afterthought heel. I did this one wrong, but it's holding together. So I did watch some more videos. You can see here where it's kind of crooked. I did learn a lot on this pair of socks. One lesson that I did learn, do not use expensive yarn when you're first trying something for the first time. This yarn, one hank cost $28, and there's a lot of mistakes in this. Again, it's fine. It's my first pair of socks. They will be fine to wear around the house in the wintertime. Okay, second pair of socks. Again, ends are not weaved in. This one I did ankle socks, and I did do from here down. I did not do toe up with this one. Again, I learned a lot. I did a size medium for this, which is fine. It's still a little baggy. But again, they'll be great for wearing to bed. All I have to do is weave in the ends and they are done. So that's my second pair of socks. They still have to be washed, blocked, and ends weaved in. Okay, now my third pair of socks, I still have to add a heel. So what I've been doing is I'm doing the afterthought heel, and so far that is what I like doing. These two are all set except for the heel. I got my toe in. I just have to go in and pull up some stitches and cut for the heel. But look at that color, isn't that pretty? I think this was a colorway called Passion Fruit. I love it. I'm gonna have to order some more. So I got two socks out of the one hank. I still have this much left. So I'm hoping I get the heel, maybe two shorties out of it. We'll have to see what happens. So I still got to do the heel on these ones. It is, I think I did 8 rows of knit 1, purl 1 for the ribbing. And the toe, I really don't know what the formula is called for that toe, but I like it. They came out really good. So I had some left from this, and I wanted to play around with another type of cast on. So I did the German cast on so that it had more of a roll at the top with the shorty sock. And, oh wait, here's the top. No, that's the heel. This is the top. So I did one, I did the toe. And right now, like when I say I'm cutting in, see what you do is you go in and you pick up stitches and you leave one row in between the stitches that you picked up, and you cut just one strand of the row in between, and then you open yourself up to put in your heel. I usually do about 3 or 4 rows in the round, and then I start my decreases. So this is going to be pair number 4 when it's done. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed working on that. I will say though, I did learn a little something about sock blockers. So these wood sock blockers are gorgeous, but because there's so many cuts in them, I'm finding the yarn gets stuck, which is fine. I mean, I'll still use them. They're beautiful. They can be used as decoration, or they can be used as sock blockers. It's all fine. But I prefer the plastic ones, or I think I would like the metal ones better. I did get a pair of plastic ones that I liked a lot better. It was easier to slip on and off. And then I ordered another pair with the size gauge on it, and this one's plastic also, so it doesn't really get caught too much. So yeah, that I did learn. So that's what I have for you for projects. That's a lot. So yeah, I did try to use some wooden interchangeable knitting needles and did not like them. And I have a whole set of them, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with those yet, but they're the Clover interchangeable. I find that knitting on wood, the yarn seems to get catch for me. I like the metal, it kind of goes a lot smoother. So yeah, that's all my projects. I did get a new little book to keep my notes in at Barnes & Noble, and I got some summer reading books. I got Stephen King's Wendy's Button Box, and that's part 1. Part 2 is Wendy's Magic Feather. And then I got Tammy Hoag's The Boy. I love her. When I first started reading her, I read everything that she ever wrote. And then I have For the Wolf, Hannah White. And this one sounded interesting. It's loosely based on a fairy tale, but I'll read anything. Young adult. So that's what I got for you. Thanks for stopping by and watching. If you have any questions or anything, leave in the comments below. Again, I will try to leave all the links. If they're not up right away, they will be there soon afterwards. I did show you the patterns and the names, so if it's not up, you can always go do a fast Google search, and they'll be there for you also. So I will talk to you guys all soon. I hope you all have a great day, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and hopefully it won't be another 3 weeks before I put up a video. Bye guys. These buttons never work.